sheep lungs. They came from animals that were meant to be food for people. Typically in our country, we don't eat organ meat, so this would have just gotten thrown away. So the museum gets it, and we get to share it with you guys, so you get to actually see what these things look like. So it's a very unique, really cool experience for you guys. So with that in mind, we are going to be scientists today. Do scientists say things like, ew, that's disgusting, everywhere? No. Scientists don't say that. They stroke their beards of knowledge and say, that is very interesting. No, I've never seen anything like that before. And then we make scientific observations. It looks squishy. It looks thicker than I expected. That is firmer than I expected. Things like that, okay? Pay attention to how your bodies are feeling, okay? Sometimes, this is a super cool thing, but sometimes people might feel a little uncomfortable about this. So if you're feeling maybe a little uncomfortable, pay attention. Make sure that you're not feeling nauseous or dizzy or anything, okay? If you need a break, there are bathrooms and a water fountain outside. You guys can go get water and fresh air, okay? But this is going to be a super awesome experience for you all. So if you must, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to, ew, gross, that's disgusting, and then back to scientists, okay? Beards of knowledge, or if you prefer, you can twirl your mustache. They're so cool. It's so much. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Knowledge. So remember, I need you guys to be extra good listeners. There's a lot of you. Okay, so I want you guys to explore the outside first. Feel how squishy the lungs are. They're very squishy. Check out this stuff in the middle. What do you guys think all of this? What do you think? It's close. Fat. Yeah, this is fat tissue. All of this stuff right here is fat tissue. There's some kind of gland right here. I'm not sure what that is. Ooh, I have hardly is it a blood vessel or esophagus? Sometimes, actually, this is kind of cool. We might have a piece of esophagus to look at today. So yeah, check out the fat tissue. This is all fat tissue. Fat is not necessarily bad for our bodies, right? Fat around our organs is actually important. It helps protect them, and it helps keep them warm. So you guys are going to see some fat tissue. Check it out, see what it feels like, okay? Check out, what is this tube? Trachea. This is our trachea. So mine has a lot of stuff on it today. I picked the big one because there's just a lot of stuff going on. So there's some additional fat, there might be some muscle tissue, there's all these glands here, there's some blood vessels, I think. I'm not sure what all is going on over here, but this is a lot that's going on, so I'm going to just kind of make some space. Guys.
Stroke your baby.
And remember, you all are going to be doing this exact same thing. If the trachea is getting in the way, because we're going to flip it over in just a minute, because it kind of likes to flop around sometimes. I'm just going to set it off to the side for now, and we're going to look at it in just a moment. Okay. So this is the back of the sheep. If the sheep was standing on all 4 legs, this would be its back, right? And so the trachea is coming up this way, so its head would be right here, right? So we're going to flip it over and check out what's going on the front. So this would be our front, right? So this is the front. This would be the front side. So we've got some lung lobes here. We've got a lot of fat tissue. This is a lot of fat tissue right here. This would all be kind of connected, and it makes a sac. And there would be something in the middle here. What do you think would be in the middle?
The windpipe?
Close. What do you think?
The heart?
The heart, yeah, the heart. So this is called the pericardial sac, or the pericardium. Check it out. See if you guys can see some blood vessels in here. Because there might be some little holes, some openings.
Yeah.
So check it out on yours. See if you can find some blood vessels. All of this is fat tissue. It will be surrounding our heart, protecting it. And then I want you all to see if you can find something like this. What is this? Do you have a question?
Yeah.
What's your question?
What's in the front and on the back? I see like black dots and stuff.
Black dots and stuff.
Like
like
stuff.
that? Like kind of on my gloves? Or like
Yeah,
right there?
yeah.
So that might be just some blood in the lungs. After an animal dies, it's very common to find blood clots. So if you see things like this, it's just some blood that has clotted right there. It wouldn't look like that if it was living. But take a look at this. What is this? Do you know what this is? Diaphragm. Yeah, exactly. This is the diaphragm muscle. So most of it has been cut off, but I actually have kind of a long section. So you see how thin it is. Do you all see how thin that diaphragm muscle is?
Yeah.
Check it out. Check out. See if you can find some diaphragm. Okay. I kind of have little pieces all over. That's pretty cool. Sometimes we don't get that much. Okay, so once you've checked out all of the outside parts, check out the fat, check out the muscle. We're gonna flip this guy back over.
That looks like that.
So I didn't just slap it around, right? I gently picked it up and carefully picked it over, or flipped it over. Yours might be a little bit smaller than mine, but if you get a big one, just kind of be gentle when you're, moving it around so you don't slap it down and splatter blood on your friend.
I can't wait to do that.
Okay, so you're supposed to look at the trachea. Let's look at that first. So which tube is the trachea most like? Yeah, in the back. Which tube, when you were at station 2, back there, and you were looking at the different types of tubing?
The vacuum.
The vacuum tube, exactly. So we've got rings of, what are those rings made of in our trachea? We're going to talk about capillaries in a little bit.
Arteries.
Not arteries, what are those rings made of in our trachea?
Fat.
Not fat.
Bone.
No, it's the same thing in our nose and our ears.
Cartilage.
Cartilage. Yeah, so it's flexible, but it stays open, right? And in our trachea, those cartilage rings aren't full circles, they're actually C-rings. So it has space for our esophagus behind of it. See where that gap is? So when you take a really big bite of food, it makes space for that food to go down. So check it out. I'm going to show you a little, let's see. We're going to look at what the cartilage rings actually look like. So can you all see those cartilage rings?
Oh, yeah.
They kind of look like teeth or ribs or something.
I can't.
You can't really see.
The sheep just bruised his teeth. Wow.
So check those out. See what they look like, okay, guys? Check those out. Just set that off to the side. Okay.
So bloody.
Yes, so that's why we're all going to be wearing gloves. And do we want a high five when we're wearing gloves?
No.
No. We don't want to splatter stuff everywhere, so. Okay, now is the important part. I need you guys to pay attention to the cuts we're going to be making. Okay, so we're going to follow the path of air down the trachea. Okay, so you're going to follow the trachea and kind of cut it open. What is our respiratory system lined with? We talked about it in our nose. What's in our nose?
Nose cartilage.
Cartilage, not cartilage. What is our nose covered in?
Cilia.
Cilia. What's on top of the cilia?
The hair. The boogers.
Boogers.
Oh.
So our entire respiratory system, not just our nose, is lined with mucus. So you guys might find some mucus. So you kind of see kind of that yellowish, kind of foamy liquid, kind of that stuff right in there. I'm going to move it. I'm going to wipe it out of the way. If you guys have a lot of mucus, I can give you extra paper towels so you can figure out what you're looking at. So the cool thing about sheep, I want you to look at this hole up here and the two down here. One hole on top, two on the bottom. Do you all see that?
Yeah.
So the crazy thing about sheep, they have an extra bronchi. So in humans, those big branches that branch off from our trachea, we only have two, but sheep actually have a third one. And it goes to this extra little lobe here. We don't know why that is. We don't know. It's just a crazy thing about sheep. But pretty much human lungs would look the same. So check out those two bronchi where they branch. We're going to follow one of the branches down. So I want you guys, you're going to stick your scissors in to the tube and then cut. That'll be the best way to do it. So follow it with your scissors. Just stick your scissors down the little tube and cut. And we're going to check out the bronchi. What branches off from the bronchi? Everybody, you can say it out loud. Bronchioles, yes, the bronchial tubes, exactly. So that's about as far as I can go. I want you guys to see how far you can go and how far all of these tubes really do go. There's some more mucus I'm going to wipe out of the way so we can take a look. Look at all of those smaller holes.
Wow.
Those smaller holes are the bronchioles. So what I want you to do now is follow one. Follow a bronchiole and see where it goes. Notice that all of these tubes are lined with cartilage. Every single one of them. The bronchi, the bronchioles, so it's not just our trachea. That one's kind of small. Let's find a bigger one. My scissors are not very sharp.
It's crunchy.
Yeah, it might be kind of crunchy. If it's kind of cold or frozen, that's normal because they were in the freezer until this morning. So check them out. See how they branch and they keep branching on you. Let's see if I can get one more good one to show you guys. But you just want to kind of follow it and see how it branches. So